Hello everyone. I hope you all are healthy and safe at your home. I, Ms. Kunjan Daswani from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota, welcome you all to your e-learning classes of English grammar, and today we will be doing a chapter of your English grammar book, that is Everyday English Grammar and Composition, and a chapter that we are going to do today is your chapter 8, Present Tense. So now you can open your books to page number 48. You can open your books to page number 48 and you will find this chapter, that is chapter number 8, present tense. Okay, before doing present tense, I would like to tell you what is a tense. Now tense of the verb shows the time of an action or an event. Okay, at which time, at when the action happened. Okay, we will get to know about this by learning the tense. Okay, now tense on the basis of time varies in 3 categories. It varies in 3 categories. Okay, first of all, I will write down what is a tense. The tense of the verb shows the time of an action or event. Okay, now there are 3 types of tenses. First is present tense, second is past tense, and the third one is future tense. Okay, first is present, second is past, and third is future tense. Okay, present tense tells us about the action which is going on now. Okay, past tense tells us about the action which has been done in the past. Okay, and future tense tells us about the action that are going to take place in the future. Okay, so according to the time we have 3 categories, that is present tense, past tense and future tense, and in this chapter we will only be studying present tense. Okay, we will only be studying present tense in this chapter. Okay, and in the next chapters we will be going to see past and future tense. Now moving to the present tense part. Now this present tense is now subdivided into 3 other categories. Okay, so present tense is subdivided into, first is simple present tense, second is present continuous tense, and the third one is present perfect tense. Okay, so we will be studying them one by one. Okay, now let's move further. First we will be doing simple present tense. Okay, so simple present tense is used to express the habitual actions or general truths. Okay, so what are the habits and what are the truths that will be shown in the present tense. Okay, now the rule for the structure that we should follow while learning this tense is subject plus V1, or I can say the base form of the verb, okay, or the main form of the verb also I can say. Okay, main verb or the base form of the verb, or for V1 means is first form of the verb. Okay. V1 or base form of the verb plus comes what? S or es, depends on the subject, okay, plus the rest of the sentence. Okay, this is the structure for simple present tense. Okay, I'll give you an example also. Okay, first, how to form the simple present tense. This is the structure, that is subject, which is followed by the first form of the verb, or I can say the base form of the verb. After that, s or es we need to add. We will see the subject and then only we will add s or es. Okay, after that the rest of the sentence is there. Okay, now let me give you some examples regarding simple present tense. Now simple present tense is what? Like I am writing one example. He writes a letter. Okay, he is the subject, V1 plus S, okay, and the rest of the sentence. Okay, this is V1, the right plus S we have added. Okay, now with singular nouns, when I am talking about the singular nouns and pronouns, this is a singular noun and this is a singular pronoun, isn't it? This is a singular pronoun. So after singular pronoun, what we will do is we will add s or es with the verb. Okay, and with, if I change the subject over here, if I change he into they, after that write a letter. Okay, if I am changing the subject, now the subject becomes what? Plural pronoun. It is plural pronoun, isn't it? So with plural pronoun, what we are having, we are just adding the root form or the base form or the first form of the verb only. We are not adding s or es with it. Okay, remember this thing. And now this case has the exception also. There is an exception to this case, that is what? I and you are what? I and you are singular pronouns. Okay, we remember this. Okay, so I and you are what? Singular pronouns. So with them also what we will use is, we will just use the base form of the verb. We will not add s or es with it. Okay, if I change the subject to I, in place of they I am putting I, write a letter. Okay, so as you can see with I, which is the subject, okay, this is though what? This is though singular. Okay, this is a singular pronoun, but with that what I am using, just the root form of the verb. I am not adding s or es with it. But here you can see with the third person pronouns like he, she, it is there. What we will do is, we will add s with the verb. Okay, with the first form of the verb. Okay, so this is the structure, you need to remember this. Now we will be seeing the present continuous tense. Okay, present continuous tense now I am talking about. So the structure for present continuous, first of all I will tell you when this present continuous tense is used, whenever we are representing the ongoing actions. Okay, that time what tense will be used? Present continuous tense will be used. Let's suppose what action I am doing right now. I am teaching present tense to you all. Okay, so I am teaching tenses. Okay, so that is the ongoing action that I am doing right now. You all are studying English. So this is your ongoing action that you are doing right now, isn't it? So this is what is the present continuous tense represents. Okay, the structure for present continuous tense is, now look on the board, subject followed by the be form of the verb. Now be form of the verbs are what? Is, am, are. Okay, so in present continuous tense we will be just using is, am, are. Okay, is, am, are followed by the main verb, that is the first form of the verb, or I can say the root form of the verb. Okay, V1 plus ing. What will come? Ing form of the verb will come over here. Okay, subject plus is an R plus V1 plus ing plus the rest of the sentence. This is the structure for present continuous tense. Now is, whether we have to use is, whether we have to use am, whether we have to use are, depends on the subject. Okay, now if I say the subject is what? Subject is singular. So with the singular subject I will use is, with the plural subject I will use are, and with I we always use am. Okay, just remember this thing. Now I am writing an example. He is flying an aeroplane. Okay, over here you can see what? He is there, which is the singular subject. He is the subject over here. Okay, now it is followed by is, because this is the singular subject. So with them what I am using? I am using is now followed by ing form of the verb, fly first form, and I am adding ing in the last. Okay, V1 plus ing. Okay, and then the rest of the sentence is there. Okay, so this is what? This is the verb. Okay, now if I change the subject, if I am changing the subject from he to they, now is will become what? Because the subject has been changed over here. Okay, so this was the singular subject and they is the plural subject. Okay, so with plural subject what will come? Are. They are flying an aeroplane. Okay, remember this thing. Now moving further, if I change the subject to I, if I am changing the subject to I, with I what will come? Am. I is always followed by am. Okay, with I what will come? Am will come. I am flying an aeroplane. Okay, remember this thing. Now there is an exception. That is, if I am talking about you over here, I is followed by am. But what about you? Okay, you though is singular, but with you what will come? Are will come. Okay, with you what we will use is are. You are flying an aeroplane. Okay, look on the board. These are the things that we need to look after whenever we are studying tenses. Now we will talk about the last type of tense, that is present perfect tense. Now present perfect tense. Present perfect tense shows us when an action, like it tells us about an action that had happened in the past and is relevant in the present also. Okay, so this action has been going on from the past and has some consequence in the present too. So these kind of sentences are being shown in present perfect tense. Now what is the structure for present perfect tense? Okay, so that is what? Subject plus has or have plus the third form of the verb, or I can say the past participle form. Okay, plus the rest of the sentences there. Okay, we use what? It is subject is followed by has or have, depends on the subject. Okay, after that what is there? The third form of the verb, and after that third form of the verb can also be called as past participle form of the verb. Okay, and then the rest of the sentence is there. let's take an example, that is what? She has finished all the work. Okay, she has finished all the work. Now you can see she is there, okay, which is what? The singular subject. So with the singular subject, what will come? Has will come, and with the plural subject, have will come. Okay, so if it is she, after she, what is there? Has is there, and then the third form of the verb. Finished is the third form of which verb? Finish. Finished is there, na? So this is what? This is the third form of the verb finish. Okay. Now this is what the verb is there, and then the rest of the sentence. Okay, then it is followed by the rest of the sentence. Now if I change the subject to they has will be converted into have, because here the subject has been changed and now the subject has become plural. So they have finished, which is the third form, all the work. Okay, so this is there. Okay, now if I change the subject to I, okay, remember one thing, with I and you, what will come? Have will come. Okay, with I and you, though they are singular, but with them what will come? Have will come. Okay, so with I what will come? Have. I have finished all the work. Okay, this is there. Please remember these things. With I and you, what will come? If I change this subject to you, in place of I there is you, then what? Then also what will come? Have will come. Okay, with you also what will come? Have will come. Now, how to form these past participle forms of the verb? Okay, now there are what? There are some of the points which are written on page number 52 and 53 in your book. Okay, so I am discussing over here also. Remember these things, how you need to use the subject with the verb. Okay, now I am now just going with the topic, that is forming past participles. Okay, now the past participle of verbs can be formed in many ways. There are so many ways. So first is what? Sometimes what we will add? We will add ed to the root form of the verb. Let's suppose the root form of the verb is call. Okay. Now to form the past participle form, this is V1 and we are forming what? V3. That is the past participle form of the verb. So to form the V3, sometimes what we do is we just add ed in the last. Okay, we just added ed in the last to form the past participle form of the verb call. Okay, it becomes called. Okay, now talking about the second kind of way, what is there? Add d to the most verbs ending in e, double e or ie. There are some of the words that ends with e or double e or what? Or ie. If I write the word agree, it is ending with what? It is ending with double e. So with these words what we will add? We will just add d in the last to form the third form of the verb. Okay, we just added d in the last, isn't it? Now moving further, the third point is there. Change y to I and add ed to some verbs ending in consonant plus y. Now just listen to this point very carefully. If the word is marry, okay, as you can see, this word is ending with y, and before y what is there? A consonant. R is a consonant, isn't it? R यहाँ पे क्या है? एक consonant है. Okay, so consonant, whenever y, before y there is a consonant, means this situation is what? Consonant plus y is there in the last. then what we will do is we will change y into I. Okay, like this. MARR, I will come in place of y. Okay, and then we will add ed. Okay, like this you need to form the third form of the verb, that is the past participle form of the verb. Okay, now moving further, fourth point. Now add ed to some words that are ending in vowel plus y. Now if I say the verb is play, okay, it is also ending with y, isn't it? But before y, what is there? There is a vowel. A is a vowel over here, isn't it? So if the situation is vowel plus y in the last, what is there? Vowel plus y is there. A plus y, A is a vowel, and in last what is there? Y. Okay, then when y, before y there is a vowel, then what we do is we just add ed in the last, like played. You can see over here we just added ed in the last. Okay, we just need not we just don't have to change y into I. This y into I is converted when consonant plus y situation is there. Okay, keep these points in mind. Now moving further. Now there are some of the verbs that do not follow any rule to form the past participle forms of the verb. Like if I say is the word. Okay. Okay, now this the third form of say will be said. Am I forming any kind of, am I having any kind of rule followed over here? No, ये इनमें से कोई सा भी कोई rule follow हो रहा है? नहीं हो रहा है. Okay, if I say catch, and the third form of catch is caught. Okay, so you need to learn these points, learn these past participle forms of the verb which are given on page number 52 and 53 of your book. Only then you will be able to solve the questions of present perfect tense. So this is a very important part. Please mark it important and please learn it thoroughly. Okay, you have to learn these first form and the third forms of the verb very carefully and very thoroughly. Okay.